stretcher team met him, but he waved them off, and they led him into a cool corridor, then into a big room where other soldiers lay on cots. A nurse helped him remove his tunic and stuck a needle into his arm to start a slow drip of hydrating fluids. He had been outside in the heat for so long that the fresh liquid going directly into his veins, plus the air conditioning, caused a deep and instant chill, and he began to shake as if he were freezing. The nurse recognized the reaction as normal and wrapped a blanket around his shoulders as a doctor came over to check him. Exhaustion, sunburn, and dehydration, but no wounds. Juba lay back on the cot, enjoying the brief rest and the air conditioning. As the IV drip was finishing, a courteous U.S. intelligence captain came to his cot, having already notified British commanders that their man had been rescued. "They thought you were dead," said the captain, settling into a chair. He thought the guy looked like hell. "So, what happened out there, Sergeant?" The officer took a few notes as Juba repeated his tale of a mission gone wrong. "Sorry about your buddy," the American said and put away the notebook. "Bad shit. Part of the job, mate." Juba sighed and leaned back on the green sheet of the metal-framed cot. "Your instructions are to rest up and then return to your unit as soon as medically fit," said the captain. The busy doctor in uniform came by just long enough to look him over for a final time and remove the needle. "I've signed your discharge slip, Sergeant. You're going to be fine, except for a few aches and pains and that sunburn. Drink a lot of water and have some chow. Here's some ointment for the burn, and if you need more, just come by the pharmacy. You want something to help you sleep tonight?" "No, sir. I've dealt with worse than this." "Okay, then. You're free to leave. Good luck." The intel officer was still there. "Come on with me, soldier, and I'll take you over to the mess hall, then give you a chit for a bed tonight in the guest quarters." Juba pushed himself from the cot, acting wobbly, then drew himself erect and stretched, turning side to side. The body was lean and muscular. He put on his tunic. "Thank you, sir, but I planned something a little more upscale. I'm going to get a hotel room, raid the minibar, take a long shower, get some decent food, and then sleep for 2 days." "I hear you," said the officer. "I got everything I need. Stay safe." He waved Juba through the door. The sniper ducked into a bathroom, locked himself into a stall, dropped his trousers to retrieve some documents from a plastic bag that had been tucked just above his right boot, and put them in his shirt pocket. He came out, signed for his rifle at the makeshift armory, and left the hospital, back on the hunt, closer than before. He took his time crossing the military areas of the Green Zone as he made his way over to the new Nineveh Hotel, a 5-star, 400-room edifice that offered safety to foreign visitors, diplomats, and business executives. The gleaming signature spire and a communication array on the roof made it the tallest building in Baghdad. Despite the outward appearances of commerce, Baghdad remained a military town, and it was not thought strange at all when Juba unfolded the papers that he had carried in the plastic bag and handed them to the concierge of the Nineveh. The documents allowed him to commandeer the corner suite on the 12th floor for an unspecified military necessity, the code that unlocked any door in the city. The civilian led him to the suite and joked during the elevator ride about how things were improving. Soft music played in the background. Juba thanked him, locked the door, and dumped his gear and clothes. He showered, shaved, cleaned his uniform, and put it back on. He snatched 3 pillows from the bed, piled them on the small dining table in the center of the suite, and stacked his pack atop them to provide a solid support for the long rifle. Crawling on his knees, then his stomach, he moved to the sliding glass door that led onto the balcony and pushed it open by a narrow 6 inches. Then he wiggled back about 7 feet and stood in the shadows of the room, overlooking the neat front garden with lawns of grass that was irrigated to a deep, lush green. Juba lifted his L115A1 long-range rifle, made by Accuracy International UK, the standard weapon of a British sniper. It fired a .338 Lapua Magnum round that was accurate up to 1100